beautiful people. Welcome to Learn to Heal. My name is Luanele Khasu. I'm a clinical psychologist and your awesome host. Welcome to all the people that have recently joined us. If this is your first episode, welcome. We are all about healing here. And for the people that have been listening in, episode out, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the comments that you send and the suggestions of new videos. Please continue sending suggestions because they really help me understand what are you, in what areas do you actually need a lot of nudges and a lot of help and a lot of healing. So please continue nudging me along and making those suggestions. And honestly, I just want to say I hope you're proud of yourself. I hope if you're listening to this video, watching a video, whatever platform you're on, I hope you're so proud of yourself that you have invested in your own healing, that you've taken time to listen to a podcast, that you take time to journal, that you take time to go to therapy, that you take time to really just do the work. Honestly, it's easier to blame other people. It's easier to blame situations. Sometimes it's because the situations are there. They are not being wrongfully blamed. They are the reasons. But just taking the time to say, I want to get better. I want to do better. I want to be better is such an important thing. And it's a hard thing, but it's an important thing for us to do. So I hope you are so proud of yourself for taking the time and investing your time to actually get some healing in, because we all need it. And we all need to get into spaces where we're processing, we're unpacking, we're thinking about some of the things that are happening in our lives daily, monthly, and even in the past, right? Because there's a lot that's happening there. So if you've been listening to this podcast, or if you've ever seen me or listened to me in any way, you'll know I'm a cheerleader. I am a cheerleader for going out there and doing the things that you love. I'm a cheerleader for people that go and pursue their goals, their dreams, their fantasies. I am a cheerleader for people who want to be vulnerable and talk about the things that affect them. I'm a cheerleader for people who want to put themselves out there and be brave and speak and release music and start new businesses. I am a cheerleader for people that want to develop themselves. And the thing about people like us who do a lot, who dream a lot, is that we don't rest. We don't take the time to rest as much as we should, right? Because sometimes we're thinking we're running out of time. Time is not enough. Time is not on our side. People are moving. People have things. People are getting ahead. And really today, I want us to talk about rest. It is important for you to rest. If you are going to get to the places that you want to get to, you're going to have to schedule some rest in, right? If you are going to be the person you want to be, you're going to have to schedule some rest in. Even when you go to therapy, you can go to therapy 5 days a week for 5 years. If you don't take time to just pause and think about the things you're saying in therapy, it won't have that much influence on you. So sometimes we need to just stop the running around, the rat race, the running around like headless chickens, and really just pause and reflect. Just pause, reflect, and rest. Sometimes rest will look differently. And I'll talk about just that now, what kinds of rest we can think about. But really, we have to schedule some rest in, and we have to prioritize it, because we need ourselves, we need our minds, we need our bodies, we need our souls, we need our spirits to be able to go the mile, to do the things that we need to do. And in order for all of us to be able to be capable, to have the capacity to do all of that, we're going to have to schedule some rest in. Okay. But what are the things that stop us from resting? And I think the biggest thing that will stop us from resting is feeling like we are not enough, we have not done enough, we are not doing enough, we are not good enough. It's this idea of not yet. I will rest when I get to the top. Not yet. I will rest when I get the car. Not yet. I will rest when I get the house. Not yet. I will rest when I get the degree. Not yet. I'll rest when I get the PhD. Oh my goodness. It will never end, because the goalpost will always keep on moving. When you get the degree, you want better. When you get the car, you want better. When you get the house, you want more. When you get a child, you want more. When you get a husband, you want more. When you get a wife, you want more. There's always just so much that we want, and it's not a bad thing. Hear me, it is not a bad thing to want better for yourself, to want growth for yourself, and to go for it. That's not a bad thing. What is a bad thing is when you do all of that at your expense of your mental health, your physical health, your mindset. That is not great. We can have all of it. We can go for all of it. We are all capable of doing it. But if you are doing all of that and sacrificing your very being, then you're not going to get far. You might get to that promotion, but you are not going to be fulfilled in that promotion because you're going to be so exhausted. And then you're going to get the promotion and you'll feel like, oh, I can't stop now. They're going to think I'm lazy. Let me continue to overcompensate, continue to show them, continue to prove myself. It's just a lot. So you are enough, you are doing enough, and you are not running out of time. And if you feel like you're running out of time and you don't have time for it, maybe it was never yours to begin with. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to schedule, as you schedule your goals for the year, for the rest of the year, and you're looking and you're reflecting like, oh, there's about 5 months left of the year. What am I doing with my life? You also need to schedule some rest. How am I resting in my life? How am I taking time out to retreat? How am I taking time out to think? Because perhaps your business needs that. Maybe your business needs a little bit of a pivot, but you can't even get to the pivot because you're not thinking. You're not allowing yourself to pause. You're not allowing yourself to reflect. So what are the different kinds of ways that we can rest? There are 2 kinds of rest. There's active rest, and then there's passive rest, right? Passive rest is very easy. That's like sleeping, sitting, chilling. Really, you being passive. You're not doing anything about the rest. You are letting your body, calm down. If you've been standing all day at work, you are sleeping, which means you're letting your body rest just organically. That's passive rest. That's important, right? It's important for us to get our 8 hours of sleep. It's important for us to get time to rest and sit down. It's important for us to really just get that level of passive rest, right? Sometimes you'll even hear that the reason why people aren't losing weight even though they're going to the gym and eating healthy is because they're not sleeping enough. It's that important. It helps you with complement the other goals that you're going for in your life, right? So passive rest, very straightforward, very simple. You need to do it. It's important for you. It's important for your mind to recuperate. It's important for your bodies, your organs to really just get some time off so that they can rest a little bit. And then when you wake up, they're working again. The other part that's very important, which I think we actually undermine quite a lot, is called active rest, right? Active rest is the things that we do. So there's actual action that happens that give us a sense of peace and a sense of rest, right? So some people will meditate, right? You're sitting, you're meditating. What meditation does is that you are actively doing something, but what it's doing is that it's helping you process your thoughts, your emotions, so that you are less anxious, right? So that's the active part of it. You're resting, but you're also actively doing something that's going to foster even more rest. So that's meditation. Other things that are kind of like passive rest, it's taking a walk. Yes, you're moving, and it's not like, the kind of rest point that we're looking for, or you would think about rather. But what walking does is that it helps your body calm, it helps your mind clear, it helps your thoughts clear, right? So active rest is you doing something that's going to land you in a state of rest. For some people like me, I love books, I love reading. I'll sit on the couch and cuddle with a good book. And that for me, even though I'm actively doing something with my mind, it's actually helping me focus in a different world, whether it's a person's biography or whether it's a story, whatever it is, it's helping my mind focus on something else and release me and transition me from all the stresses of the day if I just came back from work, right? And for someone else, it might be journaling. It means that you're taking your thoughts and putting them on paper so that you can filter them and process them. But at the end of the day, what active rest does, which is why it's important to do, and not just only passive rest, what active rest does is that it helps you go the extra mile and process the things that may cause you unrest. So you might be asking, but if I'm sleeping well, why do I even need to do all the other things? Why can't I just watch Netflix or just, like not engage in anything? Because sometimes, and you may have noticed this, especially when there's a lot on your mind, you'll sleep. And then you'll realize when you wake up in the morning, I'm more tired now than I was when I went to bed or when I slept. Or you'll take a nap and then you'll wake up even more exhausted. Because even though you were sleeping, your mind wasn't sleeping. Your mind was still actively working. You were still filtering thoughts. You might feel like, oh, was I dreaming? Was I thinking about that? I don't feel very restful. It's because even though you were sleeping and things were calm, but your mind wasn't. Your mind was active. Your mind was still filtering. So what active rest does is that it helps your mind calm down. It helps your mind actually clear. There are other things that you can do that help you with active rest. Some people take a cold plunge, like, going into a bath full of ice, or like cold water or a cold shower. That's an active kind of rest. It also helps you because it really helps your senses focus on the one thing. And that one thing may be the level of cold that you're experiencing, and then everything else comes down and you're actually able to ground yourself. A less extreme version of that is freezing something like a piece of fruit, like a lemon or an orange, or even taking some ice and really just holding that cold lemon or orange or ice so that you can really focus on the sensation that ice is causing on your hands. And that in itself will calm your mind down and will help you focus on that one thing and clear up space to focus on other things, right? So it's important to do the most, to be the most, to be in spaces that are amazing, but it's also important to just hear your own thoughts. We don't need to run away from our thoughts. We don't need to run away from our minds, right? Sometimes we anticipate anxiety when we're by ourselves, when we're not doing anything, when we're just sitting and thinking. But really, that's an important space, because you will then understand what is it that's causing you anxiety? What is it that you are running away from? How do you think about your life? You right? What do you need to pivot and do in your life? What do you need? Right? Sometimes we just need to connect with ourselves by pausing and reflecting to understand what we need, where we need to go. Is this relationship working or not working? Is this job working or not working? Is this business working or not working? Sometimes the thing that will help you make that decision is just pause, reflect, process, rest. I hope this was really helpful for you, and I hope on your calendar you are putting in rest time and scheduling it just as important as anything else in your life. Take care of yourself and go rest.